Baruch Shechiyanu v'kimanu v'kiyanu lazman hazeh. Thank you, God, for bringing us this far and to a new cycle of Torah reading. This is the new cycle of the Torah reading, starting with Parshas Bereshis or Bereshit. I'm just giving a few introductory points about the style of this reading. It caters to both styles. The minhagim of Ashkenaz and the minhagim of Sfard, the minhagim of Ashkenaz. So the readings are done in multiple pronunciations, and the customs of the different haftorahs are all included. And it's read one verse read in Hebrew and then in English. And with that, let us start with Bereshit bara Elohim et hashamayim v'et haaretz. This is Genesis chapter 1, verse 1, until chapter 2, verse 3. The first reading, Rishon. This will be Genesis this Shabbos. And just one more thing about the pronunciation. Sometimes you might hear me say a verse and then I'll say it over in a different pronunciation because it's catering to all pronunciations. But many times, mostly what I'll do is just stick with one pronunciation for a certain amount of time and then change it after a certain period of time. But sometimes I'll just repeat the verse over. Like I'll say, for example, let's start with Bereshis bara Elohim es hashamayim v'es aretz. That's more the Ashkenaz pronunciation, whereas Bereshit bara Elohim et hashamayim v'et haaretz, that's more the Sephardic pronunciation. And so both will be done. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, or some translate it as in the beginning of God's creation of the heavens and the earth. Either way. There's 34 verses in this aliyah, which is interesting because the book of Deuteronomy has 34 chapters, and as the end, so the beginning, as the beginning, so the end. And sometimes there'll be pauses for comments like this. Bereshis bara Elohim es hashamayim v'es haaretz v'haaretz hayta sohu v'vohu v'haaretz hayta tohu v'vohu v'choshech al pnei tahom v'ruach Elohim merechevet al pnei hamayim. Now the earth was astonishingly empty, the darkness was on the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the water. Vayomer Elohim yehi or vayhi or. And God said, let there be light, and there was light. Vayar Elohim et haor ki tov, vayavdel Elohim ben or ben hachoshech. And God saw the light, that it was good, and God separated between the light and between the darkness. Vayikra Elohim le'or yom, ve'lachoshech kara layla. Vayi erev vayi boker yom echad. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And it was evening, and it was morning, one day. Vayomer Elohim yehi rakia b'toch hamayim, vayehi mavdil ben mayim lemayim. And God said, let there be an expanse in the midst of the water, and let it be a separation between water and water. Vayas Elohim et rakia, vayavdel ben hamayim asher mitachal l'rakia, ubein hamayim asher mi'al l'rakia vayhi chen. And God made the expanse, and it separated between the water that was below and the expanse and the water that was above the expanse. The water that was below the expanse and the water that was above the expanse, and it was so. So God made the expanse, and it separated between the water that was below the expanse and the water that was above the expanse, and it was so. Vayikra Elohim l'rakia shamayim, vayi erev boker yom sheni. And God called the expanse heaven. And it was evening, and it was morning, a second day. Vayomer Elohim yikavu hamayim mitachat hashamayim el makom echad v'tira'eh hayavasha v'yichen. And God said, let the water that is beneath the heavens gather into one place, and let the dry land appear, and it was so. Vayikra Elohim le'abasha eretz u'mikvei hamayim karayamim vayar Elohim kitov. Vayar Elohim kitov. And God saw the dry land. No, God called the dry land earth, and the gathering of the waters he called seas, and God saw that it was good. Vayomer Elohim Tidashi haaretz deshe, Esev mazriya zera, Eitz peri osa peri, Limino, Asher zaro bo, Al haaretz v'hichem. And God said, let the earth sprout vegetation, seed yielding herbs and fruit trees, producing fruit according to its kind, in which its seed is found on the earth. And it was so. But Totze haaretz deshe, Esev mazriya zera, Luminehu, Ve'etz ose pri asher zaro bo, Luminehu vayar Elohim kitov. And the earth gave forth vegetation, seed yielding herbs according to its kind, and trees producing fruit in which its seed is found according to its kind, and God saw that it was good. Vayihi erev, vayihi boker yom shlishi. And it was evening, and it was morning, the third day. Vayomer Elohim yihi me'oros b'irkiah hashamayim, lehavdil bein hayom u'bein halayla, v'hayu le'osos u'lemoadim u'leyamim v'shanim. And God said, let there be luminaries in the expanse of the heavens, to separate between the day and between the night, and they shall be for signs and for appointed seasons, and for days and years. And they shall be for luminaries in the expanse of the heavens, to shed light upon the earth. And it was so. Vayas Elohim es shnei hameros hagedolim es hamaor hagadol le'mshelas hayom es hamaor hagatol le'mshelas halayla es hakochavim. And God made the two great luminaries, the great luminary to rule the day, and the lesser luminary to rule the night, and the stars. Vayitenosam Elohim b'rikiyah shemayim l'ha'ir al haaretz. And God placed them in the expanse of the heavens to shed light upon the earth. V'lim shol bayom u'valayla u'lehavdil bein ha'or u'bein ha'choshech vayar Elohim kitov. And to rule over the day and over the night, and to separate between the light and between the darkness. And God saw that it was good. Vayihi erev vayihi boker yom revi'i. And it was evening and it was morning, the fourth day. Vayomer Elohim yishritzu hamayim sheretz nefesh chaya v'ov yofef al haaretz al pnei rikiyah shemayim. And God said, let the waters swarm with swarming of living creatures, and let fowl fly over the earth across the expanse of the heavens. Vayivra Elohim es hateninim hagedolim ve'es kol nefesh hachaya haromeses asher shartzu hamayim l'mineihem ve'es kol yo'of kanaf l'minei vayar Elohim kitov. And God created the great sea monsters. Taninim sea monsters? Okay. Maybe we don't know exactly what they are. They translate monsters here, but sea creatures could be. Some translate as whales. And every living creature that crawls. And with the waters swarmed according to their kind, with every winged fowl according to its kind. And God saw it was good. Vayorech otam Elohim lemor pru urevu umilu etamayim b'mayim bayamim milu etamayim bayamim v'of yireh b'aretz. And God blessed them, saying, be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters of the seas, and let the fowl multiply upon the earth. Vayi erev vayi boker yom chamishi. And it was evening, it was morning, the fifth day. Vayomer Elohim totzei haaretz nefesh chaya limina behema v'remes v'chayatu eretz l'minei vayichem. And God said, let the earth bring forth creatures according to their kind, cattle and creeping things, and the beasts of the earth according to their kind. And it was so. And God made the beasts of the earth according to their kind, and the cattle according to their kind, and all the creeping things of the ground according to their kind. And God saw that it was good. Okay, that was what I just read, verse 25. Okay. Vayomer Elohim na'aseh adam b'tzalmeinu k'demutenu vayirdu b'digat hayam u'b'of hashamayim u'b'behemam kol ha'aretz v'chol ha'reves ha'romes ha'aretz. And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and they shall rule over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the heaven, and over the animals, and over all the earth, and over all the creeping things that creep upon the earth. Vayivra Elohim et adam v'tzalmo b'tzelem Elohim bara oto, zachar u'nekeva bara otam. And God created man in his image, in the image of God he created him, male and female he created them. Vayivarech otam Elohim vayomer lahem Elohim paru u'revu u'milu et ha'aretz v'kivshuha u'redu b'digat hayam u'b'of hashamayim v'chol chaya ha'romeses ha'aretz. And God blessed them, and God said to them, be fruitful and multiply, and fill the earth and subdue it, and rule over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the sky, and over all the beasts that tread upon the earth. Vayomer Elohim, hinei natati lachem et kol esev zorea zera asher al panei kol haaretz v'et kol ha'etz asher bo pri etz zorea zera lachem yihyeh le'ochla. And God said, behold, I have given you every seed-bearing herb which is upon the surface of the entire earth, and every tree that has seed-bearing fruit, it will be yours for food. V'chol chayat haaretz ולכל עוף השמיים ולכל רומס על הארץ אשר בו נפש חיה את כל ירק עשב לאוכלה ויהי כן. And to all the beasts of the earth, and to all the fowl of the heavens, and to everything that moves upon the earth in which there is a living spirit, every green herb to eat. And it was so. וירא אלוהים את כל אשר עשה והנה טוב מאוד. And God saw all that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And it was evening, and it was morning, the sixth day. And now we start chapter 2, verse 1. The next three verses is a very famous passage, and it's recited by Jewish people on Friday night in the Kiddush. The Kiddush on Friday night consists of the first three verses of Genesis chapter 2. Now the heavens and the earth were completed, and all their host. ויכל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה, וישבות ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה. And God completed on the seventh day his work that he did, and he abstained on the seventh day from all his work that he did. ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי ויקדש אותו, יבוש שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות. And God blessed the seventh day, and he hallowed it, for thereon he abstained from all his work that God created to do.